You could accept the fact that the city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportions. What it means is Old Testament there, real wrath of God type stuff. Fire, brimstone coming out of the sky, sea, water, earthquakes, dogs and cats living together. That's terrible.
Donald Trump has said he wouldn't be a dictator. Let me say that again. Donald Trump said he wouldn't be a dictator, except for day one. According to his own statements, he's got a lot to do on that first day in the White House. His list includes starting up the mass deportation of migrants, rolling back Biden administration policies on education, reshaping the federal government by firing potentially thousands of federal employees he believes are secretly working against him, and pardoning people who were arrested for their role in the riot and the insurrection back on January 6, 2021. I want to close the border. I want to drill, he said, of his day one plans. When he took office in 2017, he had a long list too, including immediately renegotiating trade deals, deporting migrants, and putting in place measures to root out government corruption. Yeah, but he's Hitler. He's, threat to democracy. Those things didn't happen all at once. They even happened at all. How many executive orders in the first week? There will be tens of them. I can assure you that. One person told a media outlet. Here's a look at what Trump has said he will do in his second term and whether he can do it the moment he steps into the White House. Number one, make most of his criminal cases go away. At least the federal ones. Okay, so Trump has said that within 2 seconds of taking office, he would fire Jack Smith, if that's his real name, the special counsel who has been prosecuting 2 federal cases against him. Smith, if that's his real name, is already evaluating how to wind down the cases because of long-standing Justice Department policy that says sitting presidents cannot be prosecuted. Smith charged Trump last year with plotting to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election and illegally hoarding classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Everybody remembers when they raided the Mar-a-Lago estate. This week, did you see where Trump went to the White House? Trump went to the White House and hung out with Joe Biden, old Uncle Joe. And usually the first lady hosts the upcoming first lady for tea. Well, Melania declined the invitation, saying that old Jill, Dr. Hold on, make sure I say this right. Dr. Jill Biden's goons that were rummaging through her underwear drawer in Mar-a-Lago during the raid. You remember that? Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, old Dr. Jill Biden's goons were literally rummaging through Melania's underwear drawer. So I don't know about you, but if you had your goons running around an underwear drawer, would you want to sit there and host that person for tea? Would you want to go to a tea party with someone who sent their goons to rummage through your underwear drawer? No, I wouldn't want it. Listen, if someone was coming through my underwear drawer, they would sit there and see that I'm using larger sizes than you probably thought, well, number one. And number two, it's just like, well, get out of my underwear drawer. No, nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. No, nobody wants to sit there. Listen, you want to sit there and invite me to tea to the White House? Absolutely. This is probably the most ridiculous thing I saw all week. Listen, can you imagine sending some goons to your house, sending goons to somebody's house, rummaging through their underwear drawer, and then saying, "Hey, you want to come to my house for a tea time party? I know that you're going to be living here soon, but I know I sent my goons over there to just rummage through your underwear drawer. What? Get out of here! Go kick rocks." Good grief! All right, so what else do we have here? Now, just real quick, ladies and gentlemen, this is real. I'm not just making any of this stuff up. This is real. This is real reporting here by the Richmond Times-Dispatch, where we did win the second. We won second place, the silver medal for the most listened to, the best morning radio show here in Richmond, Virginia. But the reason why we did is because of all of you, people like Casper, people like Flo, people like M3, people like it's just everybody. Kalix, Mary Murr, everybody that voted every single day. Reason why we're setting the standard, raise the bar. Listen, I know I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to get to. I want to get through this ambitious agenda. Do you see this? The ambitious agenda. It says it right here. It's backwards here on this thing. Do you guys see it over here? The ambitious agenda. There it is. Can you guys hold it up for him? Yeah, you got it. Hold it up. Yeah, it's the human hand there. The human hand. Yeah, thanks. The producer came in here. And now get back out. Get back out. Get back out of here. Okay, so here we are. All right, so we got some more stuff we want to get to. Good grief, we got so much we got to get to. Sir Philosopher coming in here pretty soon. Does Sir Philosopher know there's a detour? Does Sir Philosopher know there's a detour? Maybe. Well, this is just kind of random right now. There's a detour. Well, there's a marathon going on. Richmond was voted as one of the best marathon places in the country, whatever that means. And a bunch of people like to get outside and run around. No, but hey, listen, that's fine. I just know that there's a bunch of roads that are closed, bridges that are closed. You can't get around here, and that's why we started the show late, and that's why I'm just like, well, who cares? We're just going to keep on going, keep on reading, keep on doing what we're doing. The clocks are all messed up. Shout out to AM Customs 80. Listen, it is the holiday season's almost coming up. Did you know that AM Customs 80 is the official customizer for the Cobra Christmas clan? Yeah. Can we say clan? Are we going to get canceled if we call them the Cobra Christmas clan? People are going to be like, oh, you can't call them the Cobra Christmas clan. That's clan with a C, not a K, you morons. Oh, gosh, good grief. No. So here's what happened. A couple of years back, AM Customs 80. AM Customs 80? He did a little bit of a custom request, because you saw that. Have you guys seen this? I don't think they're coming out with a set this year, but you remember when Hasbro did the whole Star Wars line, and they said, "Hey, this is the Star Wars line, and we're going to do the Star Wars Christmas line." Well, as soon as they did that, I sat there. I reached out to AM Customs 80, and I said, "Hey, listen, I got an idea." I said, can we make some Cobra Troopers and Cobra Commander and maybe Christmas them up? And he did that. And so I'm going to tell you right now that the Christmas crew, the AM Customs 80 Christmas crew, will be here every single week. That's right, every single week during the holiday season. We're going to have them here in studio, showing them off, have pictures and everything, and make sure that everybody knows that if you want a custom creation, make sure you reach out to AM Customs 80, because he is the official customizer for the Christmas Cobra crew. Maybe we'll call him the Christmas Cobra crew. We say clan, all of a sudden we might get it. We like I said, we can't say clan. If we say clan, we might get right. It might get can people still get canceled? I thought Trump was going to get rid of all. Listen, there's so much that we have to get to. Should we just hold this on to next week? No, I don't want to do that. All right, let's just keep going. Keep going. Oh, just another green tag joined in. I got TJ McFadden. He joined in as well. And we are broadcasting here on Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Instagram at Sam Newsman, all over social media. Pardon supporters who attacked the Capitol. Oh, this is great. You know, the insurrection. You remember the insurrection? It's like, oh my God, the threat to democracy. The threat to democracy is happening. And oh my gosh, they're storming the Capitol. And oh my gosh, it looks like a meme from The Simpsons. Absolutely ridiculous. My gosh, what a dog and pony show. Pardon supporters who attacked the Capitol. Attacked the Capitol? Attacked the Capitol? More than 1,500 people have been charged since a mob of Trump supporters spun up by the outgoing president attacked the Capitol nearly 4 years ago. Trump launched his general election campaign in March by not merely trying to rewrite history of that riot, but positioning the violent siege that failed attempt to overturn the 2020 election as a cornerstone of his bid to return to the White House. And as a part of that bid, he called the rioters unbelievable patriots and promised to help them the first day he gets into the office. Guess what? No one has ever been charged at the moment with insurrection. Do you understand what insurrection is? Nobody understands what insurrection is. And listen, here we are, we're sitting on a campus here at the University of Richmond. There's a law school here on campus as well. And you know what? I've not heard anyone call into the show and sit there and say, oh, well, guess what? That's an insurrection. Because there was no insurrection. Legally defined, there is no insurrection. I'm sitting on one of the premier campuses broadcasting on air from the WDCE out of the University of Richmond. There is the Richmond School of Law. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? When people want to sit there and say, oh, well, there was an insurrection. Oh, my God, there was an insurrection. That's not the democracy. And guess what? Trump is Hitler. And and listen, can I just ask you, if Trump is Hitler, can you show me the damn furnace? Show me the damn furnace with all the Jews. Bunch of morons. Good grief. God bless America. Okay. Keep going. Settle the war between Russia and Ukraine. All right, we're going to stop here at this one. We're going to finish this one. Guys, we have so much to go. We have imposed tariffs on China, begin mass deportation, blah, 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 blah. We're going to save some of this. There's so much here. There's so much here that we can go into that I'm going to save it. We're going to let it simmer. You know what? Next week, I'm going to come back at 11 o'clock. And unless some celebrity dies, I'm going to keep going over this because this is very interesting. But let's finish with this, the war between Russia and Ukraine. How much of your tax dollars have went to Ukraine? People talk about paying off all the student loans, people paying off, making new bridges and this and that. How much of your tax dollars went to Ukraine? You say, oh, well, we got to stop the threat of Russia. We got to stop the threat of Russia and Ukraine. Like, when the hell does Ukraine matter more than your own damn country? What are you talking about? Good grief. Oh, my gosh. I'm surrounded by morons. Listen, I know that I was there at Roswell. I know I was there during JFK getting shot, and that's when everybody thought that it's like, oh, my God, JFK got shot. You know what? I'm going to just keep on voting because my vote matters. No, it never did matter until then, until probably now. The dog and pony show continues, ladies and gentlemen. And here I am, just trying to make sense of it all. Settling the war between Russia and Ukraine, Trump has repeatedly said he could settle the war between Russia and Ukraine in one day. Is this the same day that he decides he wants to be a dictator? I don't know. But when asked to respond to the claim, Russia's UN ambassador said the Ukrainian crisis cannot be solved in one day. Well, hogwash. Shout out to Stevens 62882. Shout out to White Vegeta. Shout out to Kalex. Shout out to Terry Davis. Shout out to everybody who's listening. Just another green tag has joined in too. All of these people are joining in at Sam Newsman all over social media. That's Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Instagram. We are live right now. We're also on WDCE 90.1 FM broadcasting out of the University of Richmond. But Trump's press secretary told Fox News that Trump would now be able to negotiate a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, and Russia invaded Ukraine nearly 3 years ago. But Trump, who makes no secret of his admiration for Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, has criticized the Biden administration for giving money to Ukraine to fight the war. So, I mean, well, wait a minute. Like, why? Does anybody listen? This is one of the reasons why. Do you guys ever listen to my buddy Uncle John? Uncle John has a show. Uncle John is the only one who has beaten me for the best morning radio show. Uncle John is going to be running for the lieutenant governor. Yeah, so of course. So, okay. Oh, well, Sam, you know what? You did not get first place for the best morning radio show. Why? Well, it's because the person who won is going to be running for lieutenant governor. And you want to sit there and say, oh, well, Sam, is like, if only you could get first place. Well, but now the lieutenant governor, the future lieutenant governor, John Reed, every single week he has the former governor of Virginia, Jim Gilmore. And can I just say right now, I've never met Jim Gilmore, because here I've been doing what I've been born to do. Reporting since Roswell, setting the standard, raising the bar. Jim Gilmore's been doing what he's doing. He was a governor of Virginia. Yeah, he was the car tax or whatever that is. But here's the real problem is that Jim Gilmore wants to sit there and grab the soap for Ukraine. If you want to sit there and simp and grab the soap for Ukraine and say that the tax money is just chicken feed, he didn't want to say chicken feed. He wanted to say chicken shh. That's what he wanted to say. He wanted to say, oh, the money that we're sending over there is just chicken shh. But he said it's just chicken feed. Think of how many millions of dollars, trillions of dollars, billions of dollars that have went over to Ukraine, and then all of a sudden we have the former governor of Virginia that has the balls to get on old Uncle John's show and say, oh, it's just chicken feed. It's just chicken. Kick rocks. Kick rock. Can you go away? Take your secret handshakes, take your aprons and all that other garbage, and the old world that has now fallen and gone. Goodbye. 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 The old guard is over. And you know what? Nothing has anything to do with aprons, checkered floors, and bricks and building and the civilizations that you guys thought that things would happen. But guess what? You know who I'm talking to. You know exactly who I'm talking to. All of you who you know who I'm talking to. You sit there and you think that you're the anchors of foundation, the bricklayers of society, the bricklayers of the human race. But the reality is, there's a real media puppet to let you all know who the real sheriff is. There's a new sheriff in town, and that sheriff has been setting the standard and raising the bar ever since Roswell. And all you want to do is continue your dog and pony show and your rituals, thinking it's going to go somewhere. But I can tell you straight up, not only that it's not going to go anywhere, but, well, it's the dawning of the age of Aquarius. People are waking up. People understand that this whole dog and pony show and what they want us to believe, including the news, which really doesn't mean anything because it's just words on a paper. None of that matters. All that really matters is you taking control of your life, being a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday, setting the standard and raising the bar in your own life. Why? Because that is the key. That is the key. And that really is will what is will what is will what? That really is what will make a difference. And my question to you is will you make a difference? As you go through the rest of this weekend, you think about, well, this is what I got to do, this is what I don't got to do, and this is how we can. Like, what will you do next week starting on Monday? Does it even need to start on Monday? Can it start tomorrow? Why does it need to start tomorrow when you wake up? Why can't you snap out of it and start being a better version of yourself today? Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Just compare yourself to yourself from yesterday. And I'm not saying that tomorrow and today you're going to be better than you were, but here's the goal. That's what you need to do. And it's real quick. So real quick, and this is the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to head out of here in just a few moments. Probably one of the most disingenuous things that I've seen is people from the left. People from the left say, I'm quitting politics and I'm just going to focus on myself. What a fraud. You're a total fraud. You're a total fraud. Anybody that sits there and says, hey, you know what? I'm not going to pay attention to politics anymore. I'm just going to focus on myself. Well, then what the hell were you doing before the election, you moron? What were you doing? What the hell are you doing? You should be focusing on yourself every single day. And if you want to sit there and shave your head, you want to shave off your blue hair, and you want to sit there and just to say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to have sex for the next 4 years because you know what? Oh my gosh, democracy is over. And guess what? Everyone's going to be thrown into ovens because Trump is Hitler. Show me the damn ovens. Because I don't see it. I see a bunch of nonsense happening all over the place. And I see a bunch of other people who are recognizing that the fact that things need to change. Now, I don't hold any weight who wins, red or blue. I root for interesting. And here are the facts. No matter what happens, no matter who wins an election, you know who always wins? Me. I always win. Why? Because I root for interesting. And here I am setting the standard and raising the bar as the only real award-winning media puppet in all of media. Nobody else needs to sit there and say that because they can't say that. They can't sit there and talk about it. Nobody else was there at Roswell. Nobody else was there when JFK got shot. Nobody else was there when Reagan got shot. Who was there? I was there. What was I doing? Setting the standard and raising the bar. Don't get mad at me. People always say, well, I don't like what you're saying. Oh my God, I can't stand what you're saying, Sam. Don't shoot the messenger. Why are you going to shoot the messenger? Man, good grief. Can we play some sitcom themes? Shout out to Triple D. Shout out to Gang. Shout out to the game. Shout out to IA. Shout out to Terry Davis. Been fun listening. Keep the irons hot. We're gonna keep the irons hot. Listen, we're the ones that turn the irons on in the morning. People want to sit there and say, "Oh, well, let's just all of a sudden just continue to talk about. Let's just put our fingers in our ears and go la 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 la. I don't want to hear about anything, Sam." But then all of a sudden, I sit there and start talking truth, and you're like, "Well, Sam, oh my gosh, how can I continue to listen to you?" At Sam Newsman, all over social media. That's at Sam Newsman, all over social media. That's where you will find me every single day when I sit there and post it. I don't post every single day. I can't say that I do. Did you see where I was banned from Instagram from monetization? I was banned from Instagram from monetization. I don't know how all of that happened, but I was banned from monetizing on Instagram. Now, I don't even really pay attention to monetization on Instagram, but they were like, "Hey, my gosh, like you have all these things that are going wrong, and this is what you should do, blah, 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 blah." And it was like, well, wait, hold on, wait a minute. And it was like, these are all the violations. And you know what happens is I sit there and I go to my violations list. I posted this on the Instagram. I went to my violation. There's none. There was zero there. So I was blocked. I was banned from even doing anything and getting any monetization until February 12th, 2025. And within 48 hours, I was like, what the H is this? What is going on here? And then I got an email later. It was like, oh, well, by the way, your account is excuse me, your account is now ready for monetization. I was like, what, hold on, wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean it's ready for monetization again? I don't want to. Hold on, wait. You said that I was not ready for monetization, and then all of a sudden I understand. What man? What kind of man? You're worse than a girlfriend on the rag when On Flow is visiting. Good grief! What is going on here? Ah, Sam, you're on the hit list, and they're watching you. That's what gang. That's what gang is saying. I've been saying this for a long time. Last year, not this past September, but 11th, but last September 11th, September 11th, 2023. I posted a couple of videos on TikTok. I've had cement shoes on TikTok ever since. I was going skyrocketing through TikTok. Was about to blast through 10,000 followers on TikTok. Did the 9/11 videos and 9/11 and 9/12 back in 2023. Cement shoes ever since. I've been watching it ever since. The algorithms are real, ladies and gentlemen. You know why? Is because here I am, comedy, humor, parody, satire from a real media puppet broadcasting live here on the only radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by a real media puppet. Here we are, we're doing this, and they're saying that I'm misinformation. I'm not real. I'm not someone that you can trust. And here I am, been doing this since Roswell, and you don't think that I can be trusted? I'm not the one talking about little green men, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about gray men. I'm not talking about UFOs and I'm not talking about any of that. My gosh, good grief. How did we even get on this? What? Oh, it's because that's right. I'm an award-winning media puppet. I'm an award-winning media puppet. It's been a rough 2 weeks for all my blue hair brigade friends. What's really great is I'm glad that Sir Philosopher, he's about to show up here. That I know that I can sit there and chill out for a few moments, play a couple of jams. Like, do we have anything? Where is it? Is everything set up the way that it needs to be? That's really the question. Do you remember on Saturday mornings, you'd be watching cartoons? You'd be watching cartoons on Saturday morning. When you're watching cartoons on Saturday morning, you know what happens is that eventually the cartoons go off. A buddy of mine, the old Crazy Toys, he sits there and says, hey, you know what? I'll never forget when the MASH thing came on. That means I had to go outside and play the MASH theme at the top of every hour during the show. Because we all know that suicide is painless and it brings on many changes. What's really sad is that every Saturday morning, cartoons would go away. And eventually you would have to go outside and play. But that's not bad, though, right? Gen X, some of the early millennial generation used to go outside and play. Do you remember going outside and playing? Sure, anybody here on campus right now, they don't remember that. They go outside and play now. Now here is like, oh, I'm on the tennis team and I'm on the pickleball team or whatever. Oh, it's all about the old days. How it used to be. And I'm not trying to be some old man saying, hey, son, get off my lawn, get off my lawn. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that your government took away your cartoons. And back in the day, cartoons and Saturday morning, well, that's what mattered. Cartoons was the escape. Every single morning during the week, it was hard to wake up, go to school, get on the cheese wagon. But on Saturday, Be able to wake up and listen to cartoons. Just jam out. But then eventually it came the time when, guess what? That's right. It's time to go outside. And the cartoons were over. And even though the cartoons are over right now, don't fret. I'll be back in just a few moments here, both on Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Instagram. We'll bring Sir Philosopher here in just a few moments as we march our way through Saturday, setting the standard and raising the bar. And God bless, Cobra Viper. Cobra Viper probably, I would say, I don't have too many, listen, as a real media puppet, there's not too many people that I look to for information and request and just insightfulness. But Cobra Viper said it best. The reason why there are cartoons on Saturday morning is so mom and dad can sleep in. Radio only segment here coming up here. We're going to be playing some sitcom themes. Sitcom meaning that the bulk of the show is almost over, but the show's not over yet. Download the Live 365 app. Search WDCE. You'll be able to listen to the show live. Go to WDCE.net. You can do that as well. Make sure you're following me all over social media. That's at Sam Newsman. We will be back in just a few moments on Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Instagram. And you know what? We just might have Sir Philosopher in the house as well as we continue to set the standard and raising the bar here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real media puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman. And this is Saturday morning.